So Trump officials are panicking right now over the inflating gas prices, and they're flailing and they're struggling to control the mess they created, which was the illegal, offensive, and immoral war that we started against Iran, a country that didn't attack us, a country that was never going to attack us. I've never seen I've never seen a bigger example of a self-inflicted wound in my life. Here you have this country that wasn't going to attack us. They weren't building a nuke. Even if they were, it would have been the best outcome, as we could see, because they weren't going to nuclear first strike anyone. They just didn't want to be invaded. Anyways, they're beside one of the most crucial maritime trading routes in the world. And it was completely free. It was open to transit with no restrictions. Let's attack them. Okay, now you can throw all that out of the window. Iran most certainly wants to attack us now. If they're not actually pursuing a nuclear weapon, they're dumb, and the Strait of Hormuz is closed. You can't make it up. And ships that do get through, you have to pay a toll to the Iranians. What a self-inflicted wound, man. Anyways, there's this gas tax suspension, like the federal gas tax, that they are floating on, temporarily suspending it. And is this going to be enough? Well, no. And it's going to have far more far-reaching short and long-term consequences if we do this for practically no gain at all. So this is from Axios. Trump official opens the door to gas tax suspension. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said Sunday the Trump administration is open to suspending the federal gasoline tax amid high pump prices. Why it matters. His remarks slightly softened the White House stance on the idea of halting the federal gas tax of 18.3 cents per gallon. The average U.S. price for regular gas hit $4.52 per gallon Sunday per AAA, up from just $3 when the war began. Under $3, excuse me. Insane. Wow. And what are Republican voters doing? They're like, But Biden, I thought presidents didn't control the gas prices. Well, they do when they decide to attack one of the biggest oil producers and shut down one of the most crucial oil shipping routes in the globe. Okay. Oh my God. Democratic lawmakers and candidates, including Senator Mark Kelly, a Democrat from Arizona, have floated legislation to suspend the federal tax. By the way, this is why I just cringe every time someone's like, oh yeah, Mark Kelly 2028. This guy's a real fighter, real good Democrat. No, he's a freaking idiot. Why would you suggest this? Why would you this? You know this isn't going to do anything. What a stupid idea. And let's get into why this is such a stupid idea. Flashback. Last week, White House officials said the idea was not currently under consideration. The gasoline tax and the 24.3-cent diesel tax support the nation's highway trust fund that pays for roads, bridges, and other transit. So yes, the roads, any public transportation infrastructure project, bridge, whatever, that is all funded through this gas tax. If you think our roads are bad now, what do you think they're going to look like if we suddenly don't have funding to maintain them? Yeah, okay. This is such a dumb idea to be floated, and just, again, shame on Mark Kelly for just trying to propose legislation to just suspend the gas. You're stupid. Oh my God. I don't want to hear Mark Kelly being a fighter or a 2028 hopeful ever again. Reality check. A suspension would require an act of Congress, though Trump has frequently used executive orders to act unilaterally. Yeah, Trump, if he wants to suspend the gas tax, he's going to suspend it, and you can throw the Constitution and Congress out the window because, for this is just another Tuesday for Trump to, this congressional action is, one of the least that he would subvert. Anyways, yes, but none of these steps can offset the war's hit to supplies, and U.S. retail gasoline prices are tethered to oil prices set on global markets. Even a full suspension would shave only 10 to 16 cents per gallon. Only 10 to 16 cents. At the expense of, I would argue, a lot more. 10 to 16 cents. Wow. What a great idea that the energy secretary is suggesting and that Democrats in Congress have openly produced legislation for. My God, we're so cooked, man. We are so cooked. Meaning Washington has few tools to quickly bring relief from a war-driven price spike of more than $1.50. Wright said nuclear-armed Iran would be a major risk to regional energy supplies while acknowledging the short-term dislocation from the war. Bro, we're at a point where it's going to take years to recover from this. Like, the plants that were destroyed, the disruption to the oil market, this isn't something that you can just snap your fingers, sign a deal, and it all goes away. Even if the Strait of Hormuz was opened right now with no objections, it would still be a mess for at least a year. We need to make that trade-off, or we have a long-term threat to peace in the region, long-term threat to energy supplies, long-term threat to Americans. Iran having a nuclear bomb would not have been a threat to us. It wouldn't have. They weren't going to do any first strike. They weren't going to saber rattle and threaten us on a daily basis and make demands. You know why, like, okay, like I want to say why Iran was building a nuke, but they weren't building a nuke. But let's say they were building a nuke. They weren't, but let's say they were. It was deterrence so that we didn't invade them. Because you see what happens to countries that don't have nukes. We invade them, like Iran, like Venezuela, like soon-to-be Cuba, and then you have other countries, of course, in our great history, Afghanistan, Iraq, Sudan, Libya. Like, it's... What do you want me to say? Like, if you want to be a sovereign country and not be invaded by America, you essentially have to get a nuke like yesterday. So insane that like, oh, we'll just suspend the federal gas tax and save you 10 to 16 cents a gallon, even though the gas prices rise by like another 30 cents a gallon every freaking week. Like, anyways, what do you want me to say? Like, I know taxes suck. I don't want taxes to suck. I want people to feel like when they're paying taxes, they're getting something in return for their money. That isn't endless war, a big beefy military, endless tax cuts to the rich. Like taxes should mean something, and you should feel almost like a duty to pay your taxes, like a good fulfillment, like your patriotic duty, because like you would know that like, oh, this is going to public transport, building high-speed rail, housing for all, Medicare for all, free college, universal daycare and pre-K, things like that. Meaningful things that materially improve the lives of everyday Americans. And if this was all paid for by our tax dollars, I'd personally be a lot happier paying my taxes, and I'm sure a lot of people would feel the same. Like even many Republicans, oddly enough. But we don't have that right now, so a lot of people have the mindset of like, why am I paying this shit? Yeah, sure, get any tax away from me. Like get it away, get it away, get it away. And that's not a mindset we should have as a country. But like, I understand the sentiment right now because of what we are doing with our tax dollars. Anyways, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.